I am redoing the video I did on the quick hitch, but I missed something off what I do use it for, and I clean forgot until about 10 minutes ago. Excuse the lighting, it's about 10 o'clock at night at the minute. So a quick hitch, or a lap knot, a quick hitch was originally designed, if this was your rope and you were suspended off it like an arborist, a tree surgeon, they would put a loop in the rope and they'd tie a quick hitch to that. And the idea was that the guy on the top of the tree would pull the rope up, and when he got to there he could pull on the fresh rope and he'd still be in this hand and he'd still be holding on to the line he was attached to, which is kind of advisable. Now the lap knot is the exact same knot, and I try and keep the loose ends on the same side. So you create a small loop folding it over, and with the other end of the rope or the cordage you drape it over, loop it under and stick a loop through there and then pull together. And that, it's a fantastic knot for joining small stuff. I wouldn't trust it on the larger stuff as it tends to bind up, and under heavy tension, especially if it's a bouncing load, it will weld together being plastic cordage. And you'll have to excuse the lights above me, I've just seen it looks like I've got spotlights on my hat. So either way, the other two uses of the quick hitch is, if you want to create a loop using a quick hitch, you fold the amount of material you want to make a loop, and at the very top you create another loop. So this will be going to your spool, and you want a loop here, you do the same thing again, you throw it round and then put the quick hitch in and tighten it up. And what you've essentially created is a quick release loop that's very, very strong, but it can pull through. It's not infallible. Under enough tension it'll either weld or it'll pull through this bit, but it takes a lot of weight to do that. It'll weld before it does that. But for lighter stuff and for general stuff, this is more than adequate. And the nice thing about this is it's one pull and your gear will just slide off. The other use I have for it excuse me, is if I'm tying gear to my pack or if I'm tying stuff just generally together, so I won't keep something bound like a sleeping bag, then I will pretend to prefer a quick the lap knot or the quick hitch. And what I'll do is I'll take the entire spool, and as before I throw it over. Now my roll will be in here already, obviously I don't do it afterwards because it's going through the webbing or a handle of a bag or something. Anyway, digressing. I create the loop, as you can see, and I throw this end over, and as before I put the bite through on the other end. Now I've created a loop, and what I'm wanting is to tighten the stuff to my bag. So what I'll do, I'll take the end here and put my finger through the loop that I've created. Now all I've got to do on this one is pull it up, and you see it contracts, and this will crush my sleeping bag to my handle and keep it held tightly. But the moment I take my fingers out and let go, it's solid. It won't move, not a little bit. I like this one because if you teach somebody else how to tie some of the ones like a cow hitch and you put the opposite ends through, people will basically crank the hell out of it and tend to break or damage whatever's inside. So I do prefer this one, and then when you come to need your stuff, it's still on your webbing, so you can just pull it off and your sleeping bag is in two pulls on either end and it's free. There's nothing to untie, and you can still use the cordage for something else. You can use it for a belt to snatch, but I wouldn't put it all around your waist. I'd certainly put the two loops of your pants together and just put one of them between and pull, and it'll just keep your pants up. And yes, I have done this. So there you are. I've done this for a friend called Hitori in Japan. He lives in Kobe, and he's put the lapp knot, and it's a really good knot to learn. But it does have two other uses that are just as important as just joining two ends. And because it'll slide and adjust, there's a whole world of other things that you can do with this little piece of cordage and just a simple lapp knot. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to carry on working.